I just wanted to make a video on how to install mirrors for the 2010 Ford F-150. This is the old mirror here, and those are the new ones. So I already have one installed right here, and it was actually really easy. I seen another video on how to do it, how to take apart the door, but you actually don't need to completely take the door apart. So you have to take this out right here, and without scratching the heck out of it, I'll show you a tool to use. This is just just a regular tool for doing multi-tool, whatever. You can scrape and pry and do all sorts of stuff, but it's got a nice fine edge. So this is what I use to get that. I'm just going to pause this. You want to come from the top and then pry down. It seemed to pop off the easiest doing that. Okay, so once you get that piece in there, I'll show you what it looks like on the back side. So this is how it goes. You can see there's two little tabs. This tab right here just goes in there. So you're just going to want to basically put that tool and just kind of press, and then it should just pop right off. Okay, so you're going to want to take this bolt off here. Next, we want to get and take this piece off. And I actually just used just a knife for that. It's right there. Trying to do it without scratching it up. Okay, so you take this bolt, and there's a small one right here, and this is 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, and the door just slides right off. And you actually, there in the last video I watched, he disconnected all the wires and everything. But if you're just going to swap out the mirror, you actually don't need to do that. And then he popped in a new speaker. So if you're going to do that, then yeah, you need to take all the wires off. But I found that you didn't need to do that. Okay, now I got all the bolts off. Boom, boom, boom. And now you actually just take it and you lift straight up and out. Yep. Alright, now it's out. Just let it hang. You don't need to disconnect any of the wires. So this part right here, this is kind of taped on. Just kind of peel this back a little bit. Don't take it off, just leave it. You just want to disconnect the power for the mirror. Take these 3 bolts off. And actually the bolts, the nuts that came with it, I actually didn't end up using them. The factory ones are much better because they have the built-in washer. And also, I'll show you with the mirror. The new mirror comes with a thicker foam, and it didn't seem to sit nice. So I took that foam off and put the original foam on the new mirror, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Alright, these are 11 millimeter. I don't actually have an 11 millimeter, so 7/16 is as close as I can get. So yeah, 11 millimeter. Alright, I wanted to show you the difference between the thickness of the foam. This is the original one here, and this is the new one. It's just a little bit thicker, and it just doesn't seat properly. So just go ahead and take up this new foam, and then do the same for the new one and swap them out. So it comes off fairly easy, just like that. Toss that, put the original foam back on. This is hard doing this one-handed. Apologize if it's kind of shaky. Alright, one thing when you install this, make sure you have one of the original bolts. Like I said, I didn't use the other ones because they didn't have the washer included in it, but just have one in your hand, pop it in, and we'll make sure that you kind of pull this wire out so you have access so it doesn't get tucked in back there. But yeah, so push it in and then just put this top one in, and that way you can plug it in easier, and then just hit the hazards, make sure it actually works. And probably wouldn't be a bad idea to test the powered mirror as well. Alright, so got them all tightened down. I kind of tightened down one, then the other, and then the other, then the other, and the other. Just kind of work it like you would a wheel, a lug nut, until it tightens all the way. And you might hear some, cracking, but nothing cracked, so that's good. But yeah, so then you just take these, slide these back in. You want to make sure that you get them all in and just kind of work it slowly so that it should sit flush as soon as you're done. You should see all the screws line up as well. Okay, got all the screws back on, mirrors on. One thing I do recommend when doing this install, have the window down. It makes it a lot easier. Because if you do happen to disconnect the wires, which I didn't, I think that's a waste of time. I got 4 kids, so time is limited. Yeah, so it turned out great. It's nice because it actually has a light underneath it too. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So it's a nice mirror. So I'll put the link in the description. I got it on Amazon for about $175. All right.